I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but we're better off in an era without Dana White running the UFC. Like, this stupid vanilla milk dud has been saying the dumbest shit. Like, Dana's been irking me. I don't even like making videos about this, guys. Like, I'm not even doing no rap intro or anything. I'm just really pissed right now. I feel like we're in an era where Dana White's lack of enthusiasm and his Instagram lives when announcing fights, all the way to the way he addresses issues in the UFC that are really, like, these are really important things that we need to confront him about. But when he's confronted about it, he kind of brushes off his shoulder, man. Yeah, I'm badass. I'm gonna not acknowledge your question in the most badass way in my head, and I'm gonna think it's so cool to say. This interview on Complex, this guy was asking Dana White, I think, some pretty important questions, which is a little bit rare to see nowadays. I feel like you don't usually see people asking Dana questions that we want to hear answers to. And instead of Dana White being a real human being, being a real boss of a company and answering the question straight up and trying to give us the reply, he just kind of brushed it off. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to play a couple clips in this video, but this is one of them. I'm going to shut my beautiful mouth, a little bit handsome mouth, maybe depends how you feel about me. And I'm going to play the video so you guys have some context. Listen with your ears, look with your eyes.
You got Volk Lopez 2. Some people, I guess, maybe were questioning why there was a rematch when the first fight felt a little decisive on Volk's behalf.
Yeah. If you don't like it, don't watch it. It was just a fight that made sense. We get in that room and we start putting.
Do you guys know, like, you guys ever see something you literally feel like hitting something? Did you hear how, first of all, you see how smart ass of a reply that was? If you don't like it, don't watch it. Yeah, if you don't like the content, just don't. This is just elite promotion, by the way. This is how you promote a company. Yeah, if you don't like a fight that doesn't make sense, just don't watch my company. Don't watch something I build up and I care so much about. It looks like you don't give a shit about your company, and I don't think you do. I really don't think you do. You bald-headed, milk-dudded, leprechaun piglet ass dude nigga, bro. Fuck, dude, he's so annoying. Like, how is he gonna just say that? If you don't like it, don't watch it. You're a businessman. What kind of promotion strategy is this? This does nothing but irk fans. What he could have said was, I think I don't want to give it to Movzar because I don't really like Movzar. I don't want to give it to Lerone Murphy because I feel like he doesn't have like star power. I seen Diego Lopez going viral for like having a little hat over his head and looking ominous with a mustache. I feel like the casual fans are gravitating towards that. I'm not trying to fight off divisional rankings nowadays. I'm trying to fight off of what's more popular in my eyes. So I'm gonna book Diego Lopez versus Volk. But he didn't say that. What he said instead was, if you don't like it, then don't watch it. Who do you think you are? And then he goes on and says, yeah, well, listen, guys, when we went back into the boardroom and we had when we went back in the boardroom and had a little conversation back and forth, we're like, this one makes the most sense. It doesn't make the most sense. There's no world where Diego Lopez, who was on the verge of, by the way, losing to Gene Silva. Now, I know I picked Diego Lopez to win, and I'm happy I got the pick right. I'm going to say one of my luckier picks. I'm going to say actually one of my luckier picks because despite Diego Lopez having a really dominant first round, that second round, Gene Silva was starting to break Lopez, and Lopez just didn't show improvement to the point that it warranted a title shot. Like, I don't think anyone saw that fight and was like, dude, that's badass. Get him a title shot ASAP. And what gets me more upset about this is that Alexander Volkanovski actively was saying, I want to fight Movzar next. Or if not Movzar, Lerone Murphy. Never once did he say, I want to rematch him. This is the thing with Volk. It's a lose-lose for Volk. He wins. Okay, cool. You're supposed to win. Your legacy's not going to get raised from that. He loses. You just lost to the guy that you arguably like schooled last time. What happened, dude? And Volk losing is very possible with a stupid puncher's chance. But Dana White's whole brushing off the scenario and trying to be like, if you don't like it, watch it. You're a businessman. Have some more integrity. Have like act like it, bro. You're running this company. Act like it. Don't be going on lives and having abrupt cutouts and shit and act like you're so serious. I don't think he's in this for the long run. This is the demeanor. This is the attitude of someone who's like 1 foot out the door. I don't know. He has some like collaborations going on with boxing. I don't know if he sees boxing as money because let's be real, boxing does make more money than our sport, despite our sport, in my opinion, being a lot more entertaining. He might be looking like that Dubai money route, that oil money route, because he doesn't look like he cares about his company at all anymore. If you don't like it, watch it. That's the most triggering statement I think I've heard from his mouth. Now, typically I don't make videos about Dana because I don't really care too much about like, who cares, Dana? But it's getting to a problem where like his lack of promotion for his company how he doesn't acknowledge like important questions and kind of tries to brush it off because it's his first time getting confronted face to face. This guy is never getting an interview again, by the way. Look at this face. This dude right here, keep your eye on him. You will never see him interview Dana White again, and I'll put any amount of money on it. You'll never see him again, ever. You'll never, ever. You will say goodbye to this guy. This guy, congratulations. I don't know if Complex sent you for an interview. You will never get another interview with Dana. So good job asking a question that we care about, dog. And I respect it, but just know Dana can't deal with this. Dana wants media questions that he knows that they're going to say something to glaze his company like, oh, dude, Dana, the Volkanovski Lopez fight was badass. How'd you come up with that? Hey, man, I'm the best at that. That's Dana. That's my great Dana White impression. Shout out this guy. He asked actually some pretty solid questions that we're going to get into. And then Dana White, just being Dana White, answers the questions in the most Dana White way possible. Exhibit B. Now, this scenario was him asking about the Arman Tsarukyan situation. Now, I know most people have mixed reviews about this. I know there's going to be some people in the comments saying Arman doesn't deserve it because Arman, even though he's number one contender for the last 2 years, he pulled out the Islam fight, so he should never get a title shot ever again. Now, he pretty much talks to him about the Arman situation and asks Dana White to like kind of explain like what does Arman need to do next. And I want you to look at what Dana's saying during this, because when it comes down to it, Dana had nothing to say. He doesn't know what Arman has to do next. And he actually brings up situations like Bilal Muhammad, which in this, it's funny because in this question and answer, he actually admits that he purposely didn't give Bilal Muhammad a shot despite his long win streak for no reason. Dana's very interesting. Watch this question and answer.
I think a lot of people feel like Arman.
It should have been Tsarukyan.
Yeah.
Tsarukyan's got to work his way back up there, man. Tsarukyan's had opportunity. He didn't take it. I have to be able to count on somebody if somebody's going to fight for a world championship.
You have to be able to count on somebody. How long have you been trying to make Conor versus Michael Chandler? But because you counted on Conor like all those years, and how long did it take you to book Aspinall and John Jones successfully? Oh, I'm just asking because you just said you have to count on people, especially for a title fight. Pretty sure Aspinall Jones was supposed to be for a title fight. You counted on Jones, and how did that go? Don't try to be like, oh, I have to count on people to like start putting in negotiations. That's not the case with you. Your track record has shown, to be fair. So if we're gonna be objective here, let's be objective. If you're gonna just spew nonsense, Dana, spew nonsense. But say it how it is, man.
I have to be able to count on somebody if somebody's going to fight for a world championship. Got to be able to count on them. It's like the whole John Jones thing right now, you know.
What does it look like when you say he's got to...
And he's just bringing it up because he says he's not going to let John Jones fight in the White House. We'll probably get into that a little bit later in the video.
Work his way back up. Like, what does that look like?
Well, he just fought this last fight he won.
Yeah.
Almost blew the fight by headbutting him in the face at the weigh-ins. We'll see. It's not like he hasn't had the opportunity.
See, this is what I like. He didn't really know what to say here. What does he have to do to build up? Well, listen, he won his last fight, but he almost blew it. But this almost happened, so that almost didn't happen. He almost blew the fight, and then Dan Hooker almost pulled out. Hooker was never going to pull out. We've seen situations like this before. Conor McGregor almost killed somebody by throwing a fucking big-ass object to a bus, and then months later, the fight gets booked. Stop it, dude, with this almost stuff. Stop it. Stop acting like you care what happens behind the scenes. Stop it. Stop this moral high ground that you suddenly have, man. Cut it out. Elliot Tapore and Paddy Pimblett, they were smacking each other backstage, but you're pushing for that fight more than anything. Talking about a headbutt. Yes, the headbutt could have. That headbutt could have cut him open. He could have nearly died and could have went to the hospital and got 17 stitches. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, pulda. Yeah. Fuck, man. I hate him trying to act like he's like, dude, this is a real business, man. You can't be doing wild stuff behind the scenes, dude. You can't be like, but when it was Hamzat and Kevin Holland, you were like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. Let's book that fight instead now that Nate Diaz missed weight. But like, you know what I'm saying? Or Hamzat missed weight. So don't try to act like backstage moments of confrontation, something you fear so much, or he headbutted him. And you're like, you love that as a businessman. Don't act like you don't. You just don't like it when it doesn't fit your agenda, brother. Brother, all my life, I know this about you, brother. You're a fake guy, Dana. This will have to expose your little bald milk dud ass in this video, brother. Vanilla milk dud, of course.
Fight he won. Yeah. Almost blew the fight by headbutting him in the face at the weigh-ins. We'll see. It's not like he hasn't had the opportunity.
Yeah.
Be one thing if he hadn't had the opportunity. There was a time when Bilal Muhammad had won so many in a row, and Bilal was like, how many fucking fights do I have to win to get a title shot? You know what I mean? It's not like that.
There was...
I just think, for some reason, this is really funny to me because he just admitted that, like, I just didn't give Bilal a title shot because I didn't want to. He's like, this is not like when Bilal was winning in multiple fights and we just didn't give him a title. Well, it is. Arman Tsarukyan is number one contender. and you're just not giving him a title shot because you don't want to. So it's the same as, I don't think Bilal was even the number one contender when that was happening. Could have been Kobe. It could have been different people. I don't really remember, but I know he wasn't the number one contender for as long as Arman Tsarukyan, you know. But he's right. But here it's kind of weird that he just publicly admitted that, yeah, Bilal Muhammad was winning, but we purposely didn't give him a title shot because we just didn't want him to get that opportunity. A little bit weird that you're so open about that, eh? But I guess it's Bilal Muhammad, so everyone watching this video is not going to care because they hate Bilal, and every other person who watches MMA is not going to care because they hate Bilal, but I'm going to hear it, and I'm going to actually know it, and I'm going to acknowledge it, but no one else is going to say it because that's the MMA community. Dana's a really weird guy, and now it makes more sense. Like, the fact that he's comfortable now publicly saying he didn't give Bilal an opportunity when he had a long win streak because he just didn't want to. It's the same reason Movzar's not going to get a shot anytime soon. Same reason Umar's not going to get a shot, and Sugar's going to get it over him, and Sugar's going to get his third title shot in the last 2 years, last fucking 365 days, because Sugar could just keep getting title shot after title shot because he has that Dana White privilege, you know. We could talk about this. We could really go down this rabbit hole, but if I say it, I'm going to be the bad guy because I'm already the bad guy in the MMA community because I say things that are true and no one likes that. Ken, you're being contrarian. Like I'm doing right now, I suppose. Like everything I'm saying is truthful, but I'm sure there's some people scrolling and hating it, but it is what it is. Pissing me off, eh?
There's a lot of talk with the fans online saying making that fight means that like the rankings don't matter anymore. Did you feel like that was...
The divisional rankings don't matter. It's very true.
Did you feel like that was
No, I
true?
don't think that. Plus Tsarukyan just fought too.
Yeah.
He had a fight. We made this fight, and it's the beginning of the year. So we'll see how this year plays out for him.
So you notice how he sidestepped that question. He's good at this. He's good at sidestepping that question. He just notice how shout out this report. Yo, you gotta shout out the reporter, eh? Notice how he just brought up like important issues. Like he's saying now, pretty much people are saying the divisional rankings don't matter because they're not going to get booked against a champion because being number one contender doesn't mean shit. Then it was like, oh, well, listen, Arman Tsarukyan was number one contender before the Dan Hooker fight. He beat Dan Hooker and he's still number one contender. But I don't know, man. Like it's still early in the year. You never know what could happen in the future. Like he just doesn't acknowledge the fact that the divisional rankings don't matter. Like, he's not going to mention, Movzar's number one contender. Okay, but who's getting the shot? Yeah, let's give it to Lopez, who's number fucking 5. you see what I mean? They're not going to acknowledge this. Like, they're going to look at Justin Gaethje. Oh, he's what? He's like number 7, 6, 7 rank. I'll give him the number one contender fight. Dana's not going to acknowledge this. Shout out this guy again. Chat, keep your mind. I don't know this dude's name, but shout out him because you'll never see him again. So get a good glimpse of his. I like his bald head better, a little bit more handsome, good beard, you know. He's asking the tough questions, but Dana White's just sidestepping it. Just look at the sidestep again.
Anymore? Did you feel that fight means that like the rankings don't matter anymore? Did you feel like that was
No, I
true?
don't think that. Plus Tsarukyan just fought too.
Yeah.
He had a fight. We made this fight, and it's the beginning of the year. So we'll see how this year plays out for him.
Didn't address the divisional rankings not mattering at all. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, you wouldn't, like, if I played that clip out of context, you guys would probably be like, what was the question? And you would have no idea the question had to do with the divisional rankings not matter because he didn't even bring up the rankings or anything. He just said, yeah, Arman Tsarukyan, yeah, you fought Dan Hooker, and we'll see. Like, he see what I mean? Oh, man, you sometimes you just can't be asked about it, bro. And this is also him saying that he's not interested. He's finally not interested in the Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler thing, which I think is kind of funny because, let's be real, it was never going to happen. But I feel like if it was going to happen, it was going to be the White House, but Dana White just completely shuts that down.
I know there's like all the talk of Michael Chandler and Conor. Do you see like that as like a realistic thing
No,
happening?
I mean, that was a couple years ago.
Yeah, so that's nothing you'd entertain for the
No.
White House.
Well, there goes that thing. I don't know what the White House card's going to be. I don't know what Dana White's plan is. I've been hearing rumors about multiple title fights. You know, the fact that Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler is probably not happening just kind of makes the card seem... And I'm not saying I wanted or cared about this fight because I always knew it was kind of never going to happen. But the fact that like he's pretty much confirming it's probably not going to happen, and Conor seems so serious about it, and Chandler seems so serious about it, it's showing me that like once again Dana White's just in lack of communication with these fighters, and nothing Dana White says has real substance behind it. So even him saying no, I actually don't know if that's a direct no, but I'm assuming this fight's not going to happen, bro. My whole thing that I've got from this interview is that Dana White, 1, he doesn't care about divisional rankings. 2, he doesn't address questions that are actually put to him in a very well thought out manner. And he just doesn't care about his company. He has one foot out. I give Dana White about 2-3 years. Dagestan forgets. Hey, Shiba. Nah, I gave him about 2-3 years before he literally calls it quits and someone else takes his position. Now, at first, I was at a point in my life where I was like, Dana White should never lose this job. Like, when I think of UFC, I think of Dana White's face. But He's doing such a poor job with this company that anyone's better. Anybody will do better. And I know some people are like love the idea of not using divisional rankings because maybe the people on the top of every divisional rankings, the number one contenders, people don't like them. I know a lot of people who hate Arman and hate Mavzar, and hate all these other people because they're from a certain region of the world and stuff. I understand that, and if that's the case, you're probably ecstatic that Dana White doesn't care about divisional rankings, But his poor attempts of trying to sidestep questions and not addressing things head on is what actually irks me more than anything. But then again, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too critical about the boss man. Maybe people actually like the whole idea of Dana White just ruining the company and bringing the company down. Dana White's the worst thing to happen in the UFC, in my opinion. Like, lately, he's just the worst thing. This whole new switch since Paramount came on, where like only popular fighters are getting it and popularity surpasses divisional rankings. I do believe that actually they have a popularity ranking system in the headquarters. I can't prove it, but I'm betting you they have some like kind of popularity, like most Google search something in their office. So when they're making fights, they're not actually looking at the divisional rankings. They're looking at the popularity scale, baby. You think I'm saying it for no reason, but I'm saying it for a reason. I think so, I really think so, man. I think there's something that we're not seeing because there's no other logical explanation of why Dana White's making these fights, Because the Lopez one literally made no sense, which is why he just had no response. He said, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Pathetic, bald-headed businessman. I hope you go out of business, but I'm going to keep watching. What gets me mad is I'm going to keep watching. Like, I think the truth hurts. Fuck. If you don't like it, don't watch it. I'm going to watch it, you weirdo, you bald-headed freak. You're lucky I like the UFC. I hate everything about the way you move. Dude, he's so annoying. Bro, he's just like, that response was actually like, dude, fuck him, man. I'm done with this shit. I'm ending this video. I don't want to keep, because he got me, He knew I was going to keep watching, Bye. Let me know what you guys think down below about Dana White just running this company to the dirt. That's it for me. God bless. 2, 3, 4.